Hey y'all, just a reminder that this season of Two Peas in a Pod is also available on YouTube. Check out the video version and give us a like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at 2Ps_pod.
Who the fuck are you?
Yo, I'm a dope ass, cool ass soul who has a really good time creating safe spaces for herself and others. But I like to have fun and conscious conversations. I'm cute, don't forget that shit. And I like to have fun. That's the person that I am.
Big Purr.
It's Vanessa.
And it's Jasmen. And we're Two Peas in a Pod.
Guys, I just realized that our guest today can legally prescribe me marijuana. And, like, we were friends before, but now...
Not you.
No, I'm just playing.
Get out of here.
But this is a true fact, though, because...
It is.
Dr. Ashley Wade is a doctor, but she's not a pussy doctor, so she can't check our pods.
Damn it.
There's no pod checking.
You know, honestly, there's no other person I would trust.
She drew my blood. Actually,
I'm dying.
actually, then with your pussy.
She said,
"You
what?
know what? Hold on. Let me. Actually, I would let you check my pussy.
You know what I'm saying?
I would. I literally think I would. You can't take the headphones with you. We have a junior engineer in the house today. Shout out to Micah.
You can see him in the back of my camera.
Shout out to Micah. He's leaving now before he gets beat up.
Okay, take off your headphones.
By a grown-up.
Yes.
He's having a blast.
Please stand by. We are having technical difficulties.
Come on, serve
Dramatic.
Loving
That is my child.
Serving it up. Yeah, no, so I would definitely trust our guests with my vagina and my medical marijuana prescription, but also, strangely, my reading list. Isn't that like the strangest combination of things that you could imagine?
Yeah, definitely. But that just means she's a very trustworthy person, I feel like. All those things just means that we can trust Wade.
I mean, I did let her stab me and draw my blood, or stab me.
When?
She stabbed the shit out of me.
When did she draw your
have
blood?
video.
What happened?
Well, how about this?
Where were you guys at?
I'll tell you the story, but really
for you.
fast. She tested my blood sugar and
Yes.
blood pressure.
Yes.
See, listen to
Oh,
me.
nice.
I'm getting like super healthy.
You know what you're doing.
I am in an amazing range. Let me just tell everyone out there who wanted to know. I have the actual
For the
proof.
record.
I'm going to post this on Instagram when this episode releases. The picture.
All your results.
Yeah, she gives
She
out
was
these
proud
little
of it,
cards.
like-
She gives out these little cards with her name and shit, and a little freaking Ashley
That's
Wade
dope.
meme
That's dope.
with your
Thank you.
results, so you know like what your normal range should be. She's like a fucking doctor, is what I'm trying to tell you people.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
welcome, Ashley Wade, to Two Peas in a Pod.
Welcome.
I love it. I'm so happy. This is so cool. I like y'all.
You
Thank you.
exude the pussy power that you needed to have in order to be a part of this season. And you're a strong friend in the community. Like, we rock with you and vice versa. Like,
Do you consider yourself the strong friend in the community? Do you feel like you can be that?
You know what? Probably in the past, I would say, yeah. In the past, I'd be like, yeah, that's me. I'm that person. And in some ways, I can still say that now. Like, yeah, I'm that person. But I'm also okay not being the strong friend in the community. I'm cool with receiving, too, instead of just giving out.
learned
Because,
something today.
you know, that has been a lesson learned over time. Like, okay, do I want to receive? Yes. But if I present like all I want to do is serve, then that is a problem. I'm not communicating that I'm okay with receiving, and I am. And so the cool thing is that there's so many like amazing people. So I don't have to say, oh, my cup is empty today. I can just like log on or check this and cup be full. And it's like, oh, okay. That's why I like having good people around, because it's like in those times and moments, you can be uplifted. You can be, however.
And I feel like you brought up a great point about being able to balance of giving and receiving, because I think that's very important too. You can like get burnt out and overwork, and that's kind of like been one of the theme of the topics of the season when it comes to community. How can we show up in community for everybody without burning out, because it's really hard.
And then I have this theory that we don't actually show up for each other because we're too busy. We really just need everyone to show up for our thing, but we're solely focused on our thing in a way that's not meaningful enough when we do the exchange, that it's like we're receiving, because we're too focused on like what we think we need to be doing instead of just being present in. Yeah, but then like
that's a word.
Well, we got caught up in it last season, and it affected even our interpersonal relationships to where what people don't know is in between live shows, and we were turning them out then. We were in the alley crying before each thing to mend the discomfort we created with one another, trying to wear each other out with tasks for something that was supposed to be a project led by spirit and passion and community building, and it was taking. So like, we took a huge hiatus. We worked on our own selves individually. Your journal is a contributing factor to that. We're going to get into it. Okay.
It's a journey, a holistic journal for discovering self by Dr. Ashley Wade. Listen.
Derek B., round of applause.
There has been the ugly cries. There has been them.
You made Jasmen cry.
There's them like real proud cries of yourself, you know what I'm saying? Where you're like, yeah. And then there's them cries where you're like, yeah, I'm happy because it's all of that from this.
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm here for the cry down with you. We've been there. But if you make these like dollar store rhinestones come off,
they're coming off today, baby.
Today.
I got alligator tears already.
Do we want to talk to her about the conversation we were having when I got here?
Yeah, because she brought it up.
Do you want me to just jump right into the question that's gonna make you cry?
Listen, let's tip
came to play.
I got time.
And then because I do think the question was basically when she walked in, we were talking about. You explain it, because you explain it best.
Jasmen just came back from a weekend of working all weekend, and she recently shifted her job, her 9 to 5 situation, where she's working very different hours too. So like she's been working a whole lot of days, like in a row, right, with no break. So she's like emotionally tired, physically tired, and I could tell the energy as soon as I saw it in her face, because she was noticing that. I had made the pineapple infused tea that I told you as a drink base for our holistic beverages with with your rum of choice that we made for you. And Jasmen was just kind of like annoyed, but also in awe in her face.
Yeah, I was in awe.
Why does this hoe have so much time in her fucking life that she is over here infusing tea?
I was not annoyed. I honestly was just in awe. I was like, wow.
But also like, wow.
I love that for her. I can't wait to be there.
Yeah, but see, that's what she said. That's what she said, is I can't wait to be there. And like in my sense of the love I have for her and understanding her spirit, I was like, bad. No, because and then I had the epiphany in the kitchen cutting the cucumbers, and I said, it's really this. You can't be who, first of all, like we're 20 years apart, right? Exactly. You can't be here you can't have the infused pineapple tea life
until I get done with
until you get through
life.
This phase, because this phase is what gets you the pineapple tea life.
I guess.
It's all part of the process, and it's cyclical. It doesn't mean it ends here. I'm still going somewhere else that I have no clue as to what to do or where to go.
And so basically,
so you're never going to give up the sense of what the fuck? And like, am I gonna, because first of all, we live in capitalism. So, we're struggling for food at this point. So that's not going away, right?
Yeah.
But the sense that you are so ready all the time to jump the journey and be, because it was last year, it was you were going to be this real estate mogul and a millionaire in like by 30 or something. And I was like, baby.
That's been since I was 18 though. That's the problem. That's the pressure. This is like land before time. You know what I mean?
This has been since you were in my class and you were telling me you're not going to write my essay because you had these other things that you were working on. Like, who is this girl? Right? And so I get it. You're in such a hurry, and you came out of the womb.
No, and I am. I always am. But I will say that with that being said, I was telling her that I know now that maybe you always try to put yourself in a box to like make certain people proud, and I think that
to do that.
Yeah, right. And so I wanted to do this corporate thing, right? Do the corporate jazz to make everyone proud and make that money, and really, it's just like, that stresses me the hell out. And I don't have a lot of time. And I love being a present friend. I love being present in my community. I love being present with my son. And I don't like things that eat all of that time up. I'm not that person because that's not important to me.
That's a word. But when you realize stuff like that early, because you have to realize it takes people a long time to realize stuff. To like realize that, okay, there's a matrix, there's a thing, and I can tap out of it. Some people never get out of that.
Yeah.
Some people they overdo it and they over stress, and it's like not just a 20 to 30 thing or a 30 to 40. It's like a 60 thing.
And they lose all of their creativity.
They don't even get to exercise it.
It's
because
crazy.
The matrix is the matrix. They make you feel guilty for doing the thing.
Yes.
Well, that must mean you're not putting enough energy into this. I'm like, no, like I actually can put some over here, put some over there. Put some over here, like why not? But you have to see that there's a thing, and then work to get out of that. And you are young still, so like you're finding it at a good time. Because imagine people who are like 60, that are like, damn, I could have done.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I see Jasmen in a different light than you see yourself. So like I'm going like, this bitch is bad. Like she's already done so many things that even people my age haven't done. So it's like, who the fuck is she in competition with? Like, other than herself, which is okay to a certain level, as long as self-care is incorporated into the loop. But it's like your 30s, honestly, where you're about to embark, is really like a time for, at least for me, it was a huge time of self-discovery. Like, literally, because I feel like 40s is the baddest. And I'm fixing to hit 50s, and y'all don't even know, bitches. Fuck you. I'm going to be... Listen, you're not going to tell me shit. I will smack you my notebook, and you won't say anything to me either. I'm your elder at that point. Like, I'm going to take full advantage.
Okay, good. Should.
I'm going to say inappropriate things to young, fine men on the streets like an old lady should. I'm going to be that lady.
The classic.
Can you get scratch offs?
It goes with the hat. I mean, it is.
Full effect.
Yes.
But
360.
I think like the 30s were hard, but they were like a time of very much recognizing the difference between the things that you're already kind of figured out. So, like, if you're that far ahead of the game, maybe Spirit's saying you can chill out a little bit and enjoy your time here. But your freaking journal,
listen,
it will help you. It'll help you bring. I think it will help people bring themselves back to that authentic self place that even like children can do, where you know what it is your spirit needs, and you're not afraid to take the journey to go there, even when maybe other people around you are doing something different.
Very true.
Yeah.
And it is all a process. Like that, I needed that early. Like that was my start. So some people may pick it up and they may be past that already. They may have already had conversations and really done some digging in themselves, may already be past that. I respect that. But like, I needed a foundation. I needed somewhere to start. And I created it. But I still, went to therapy at some point. I still, I did the things. I wasn't looking for an excuse not to go to therapy. I think I was looking for a start. Like, what do I need? What do I need to say? And not only what do I need, what may other people need to say? Because I would be, in different conversations, and some people would like get to the point where they felt comfortable to ask me for advice. Not that I knew every damn thing, but maybe because they think that I would think through it in a different way. And then we can get on to whatever, but like, it's that piece where like sometimes people just need to get it out. So that was like the foundation of that. Like, where do we start? Where do we, there's all these intricacies in your 20s and 30s where you still just trying to figure stuff out with simple stuff.
Or you're still trying to figure it out in your 40s, probably in your 50s and 60s.
But just having a place to go to where it's like, oh, this is one. Not this is like 0 to 100. Now we're complete. Check it off at the end. But like, I've experienced this in this journal.
I really just think the secret is just once people understand the comfortability with their selves and their own journey as an individual, not compared to anyone else's, and can stand in that and be vulnerable with their self about the areas where you need to improve and do better for yourself.
Very true.
And that's it. That's really it. And then it doesn't really get any, like, life still lifes, right? But what happens is you recognize the triggers in your own self quicker, and your response is different because, again, you only have control over how you respond to things.
But then also people don't listen.
They don't listen, but who gives a fuck?
People don't listen. So
no, but they don't listen.
Journal.
No, so you're like, this is my solution to the fact that they don't listen.
Yes. Put it down in a journal.
Yeah.
That's why,
this is good because, listen, there's some journals out there. And I'm one of those people who's very critical of the journals.
Same. I'm critical.
And I have certain authors that I purchase journals from. And when I see a journal out, especially in a space where I can purchase from a Black author, I'm like, journal, come here.
Yeah.
Let's look at this and see what it is. This is a journal, though. Not only do you go into like things you did, right, in these situations, these questions that it asks you to ponder, but it guides you through it. And my favorite part, and you wouldn't be read with Dr. Wade if it didn't recommend literature with each section.
Yes.
And so it's like, okay, so now if you feel like somebody feels like they have a cry down like Jasmen did in a certain part we're going to get to, then now she knows there's a book she probably needs to go pick up and get into it with herself.
The one that
you can be your own therapist, bitch.
Yes. I told my mom this the other day when she was like, have you been talking to somebody? And I was like, honestly, it's been me.
God, honey, God.
In a journal. And I have another journal that I've been doing for forever.
I love journals. I have
Yes. But what made me feel safe whenever I read this, because I say this all the time, is I like to submit that people are human and there's always a story, because that is the damn truth, and that's how I try to approach everyone in life, because when you understand that people are human and they have their own story, you tend to empathize with them a little bit differently.
This episode of Two Peas in a Pod is sponsored by Body by Blunts.
I'm Body by Blunts. I am somebody who gives a fuck about the people around them.
They work for the Sex Workers Outreach Project.
We are a national nonprofit who believes in decriminalization and connecting communities to resources. It's run by myself and Phoenix Kalita. The main thing that we work on is our December 17th list. And that's the list of all of the fallen sex workers. And December 17th is the International Day to End Violence Against Sex Workers. And D17 is such a big part of what we do. It's our 20th anniversary. So we're really putting a bigger focus on D17 right now and putting more efforts into the research project to make it more robust for everybody who might be using it, not just organizers, but people who are looking for their loved ones too.
To stay up to date with everything they're doing, follow them on Instagram at BodyByBlunts and at ClearBombDenton.
But most of all, I think I'm just somebody who is also in progress, and I'm working on myself every day, just like all of us are.
Front Street just pulled up. Hey, Jasmen, want to read a journal?
Yeah, let's do it.
Podcast for the whole entire.
So this is all the way back from March. We're in May, yeah. So 2 months ago.
Yeah, do you know they can hear this on every platform that you can get podcasts as well? Jasmine's Journal, guys.
Jasmine's Journal.
It's the vulnerability for me.
Oh my
baby.
God, that's a song right there.
Jasmine's Journal. I'm like, what's a good one for them to
Y'all
say?
singing it from your heart.
Jasmine's Journal.
So this one is the very first module in it. And
So what was the question?
the questions are, how do you see yourself now, and how would you like to see yourself?
Okay.
Can you think of a defining moment or moments in your past that helped shape the way you see yourself now? What are some negative events that happened in your life that resulted in something positive? Name 5 things that you like about yourself, then come back and elaborate.
So much. She gave us, she put in the work. She's like, you're going to do your homework. Don't pull up to the
If
Dr.
you feel
Wade
like
journal.
If you feel like it.
I felt like it,
Something to
honey.
ponder on.
Look,
Something
I
to
feel
think
like
about.
she really wants you to do it, though. Listen, okay, I'm glad you picked that one because the one I picked kind of goes with yours.
That.
Yeah.
Okay, but what do you wish someone would have told your younger adolescent self? Okay, so this
That is
was
a
back on
vulnerable
March.
question.
And this was at 8:52 in the a.m. So I just had that morning coffee and, a little smoke
I
shush.
see.
Okay, I see myself as strong yet very vulnerable. I see someone who is guarded, scared of the unknown at times, but more so of failing. I feel confused. Damn, not me crying at times.
Girl, I had to go way off in there.
Move that out from your face, though. Okay.
Wondering if I'm on the right path. I would like to see myself as comfortable in every piece of my skin, my flaws, and realize they're beautiful. I want to see myself as trusting, not just to myself, but to others too. I would like to see myself as courageous, fearless. I would like to see myself as authentically open.
Period.
I do think I remember defining moments of how I started to see myself in those ways. Though I was picked on and wronged by my father, the making it through the trouble and coming out learning a lesson, still pushing to do and be better, still striving for my dreams with all of my friends, I'm guarded. I only let them know what I want. I tend not to respond authentically to questions I don't think them through. With lovers, I don't try to show emotions or who I am authentically as a lover because I don't know if I deserve it. I often daydream and wonder if I'm on the right path, getting into trouble. The moment that I started thinking that was when I got in trouble with the law for the first time. And I think me distancing myself with my friends is because the way that I used to distance and detach myself from my father. The one positive thing, or the one thing that I thought was negative that turned into a positive, was getting pregnant and having a baby, because it actually is the most positive thing that ever happened to me. Also dancing, stripping, it turned into something positive because I learned how to take advantage or take full hold of my own future and become my own boss.
I love that.
Let's see.
I warmed that pole up for her.
I like the fact. Oh wait, what question? Oh, owning my own business. That I don't know why I wrote that one down. Okay, the things that I like about myself is that I'm funny, charming, loving, brave, caring, passionate, conscious, and aware. What would I wish someone would have told my younger self? Do things because you want to, not because society or the mindset of others. Don't let the mindset or the society hold you back. Just go for it, because you really can do anything you put your mind to. Nothing is dreaming too big or the wrong dream. Damn it.
That's a word. That's a word.
If you dream it, do it. You are loved and you are so special, girl.
Yes. Oh, I hate you right now. Okay, I'm not gonna lose this rhinestone.
These are listen. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I appreciate the depth that you went to answer the questions and to really connect with yourself on that, because It is a process. Learning yourself is a process. You don't just turn 30 and now you just all of a sudden know more about yourself.
Hell no.
That's not how it works.
No, you're just getting into the whirlwind, actually.
But you'd be surprised that pressure that we have, which will make you have these expectations.
You're like a whole child, honestly, before that.
I know we know, but it's like, you got to do this, you got to do that. Oh, if this happens, you ruin your life.
Yeah.
And But then one thing that I think I realized,
young people listen so much to those things that they're told, and it's ridiculous.
Sometimes
it's all
we do
a lie.
tell them, and we create the pressure. But sometimes, okay. So there's this one book that I read called The Cobran Bible, and I always refer to this because when I saw this part, I was like, oh, okay. No life is without conflict. That seems like some simple shit. I can't tell you what the chapter, the page, or nothing, but I'm like, it did something to me because it helped me realize that nobody is goddamn got it. Everybody got an answer. You should do this. You should do that. But it's better if you do this. Okay, let's turn the lens.
I mean, that's like a spiritual principle, really, you're talking about.
Logic. It's the process of understanding that really don't nobody have it all together. Zero people have it all together. And so we project this on other people, and that's how they pick it up. Like, oh, shit, let me not disappoint because, she acts like this or whatever. And, like, we pick up on that, we process it, we hold it, but we don't really get a chance to release it. And then when we do, it depends on that other person's perspective. They get to tell you, well, this is how I think. Maybe you didn't even ask for all that. Maybe you was just like, can you listen? And let me get it out. And then I think, what you demonstrate to yourself towards the end of the questions is that, like, I kind of got the answers. I'm kind of cool. You named 100 cool things about yourself. And I think we don't do that enough.
Yeah,
like,
we don't allow ourselves.
Actually cool. Like, leaning more into the mic. I'm cool as hell. You can turn to page 3. These are the things that I noted. And so, and that it helps you too to build your confidence. It's
that part.
Like,
that's
I didn't
the part.
say 101 confidence builder.
No, you did not.
But at some point, you end up
get that.
I kind of fucking like myself.
That's what this gave me. You have no idea.
Listen.
I feel like even everybody, and especially because I lost my father at the beginning of this year, it brought up a lot of weird trauma.
Yeah.
And damn, I lost that confidence. And I was so glad that I went and picked this up because I feel so much more like me again than I've ever fucking felt.
That's awesome.
Because I remembered who the fuck I was. Like, people always try to tell me to do. And I just couldn't do it for some reason.
Girl, she about to sell all your
But
books.
shit be happening. That's the thing, though.
You just sold out.
Shit do be happening to us, and we have to figure that out. And, I lost my dad's mom. Notice. I lost my dad's mom not that long ago, a couple years ago, and that brought up some shit.
Yeah.
And, like, all shit brings up shit, but it's like, at some point, when you're there, that's cool. But you have to remember, you have to be able to recall what it feels like to be high. What it feels like to be happy, so you can go back there and you know that you're there. So many people, am I happy? I don't know. I hate that.
Yeah.
Because know where it is and remember it. So whenever you're low or whenever you're going through, you're like, I can go back to it, and you're like, now, yes, I'm back to myself.
Yeah.
I was there. That was cool. Damn, I had to go through that, but I'm actually back to myself. This is cool. I know it. This is it. I'm back.
And I know I can make it. And it's cool to know, like, I can make it through that. Okay.
And you did. You made it through a lot of shit. People, we don't realize all the shit that we've been through because we may be focusing on that one recent thing or the one old thing. Like, no, you checked that off. You actually checked that off. Yeah. You actually did this. Now, there are some attachments, for real, And I learned this because I read. I'm actually a pharmacist. I'm not a therapist. But I read a lot of books. Or a coochie doctor. Or a weed prescriber.
But she can legally prescribe me weed. Just so for the record, she can. That doesn't mean she will. It just means legally she's that bitch.
So how, as like a pharmacist, do you feel like we can empower ourselves, like as a community? Is that why you brought this journal out?
She's like a pharmacist outside the box, though.
Read.
Is that why we got this journal here?
You have to read. And luckily, I don't know why. Thank you, Creator. Luckily, I am the way I am. And so I didn't think I was going to get here as far as like being this into reading and being this into like things that are conscious and aware. But we have to read. I believe, y'all don't shoot me for this. I literally believe that you can read yourself to freedom. Mm-hmm. You can read yourself to liberation. Mm-hmm. That is, I don't know. I haven't done any tests. That is a hypothesis, but it's definitely something I believe because you have to learn differently than what you know. If you only rely on what you know and what you know is causing you to be depressed, what you know is causing you to be whatever, and anxious, learn something you need to learn. Mm-hmm. And I had to do that too. And I think that's what kind of drew me into books, so.
Listen, I read myself out of poverty. So
do you see? Like,
I understand what you're saying. Like, I feel like.
And you have to read like nonfiction or help. I mean, I can't tell you what to do because all genres are important.
No, you have to read it all. Listen,
just learn.
Don't go with me.
Just learn.
Ashley, you got to read fiction. Don't listen to her. You need to have that.
I respect that. I do have some fiction.
This is why, though, because that fiction will unleash a creative part of your mind that, in a way, all fiction is historically tied to accuracy of some sort, yeah. Right? The idea, nice. The ideas don't just come from nowhere. So, right. It will help. It can help access parts of people's brains.
Speak a word.
To where they will delve into subjects that they might not have considered otherwise. Some people only learn through storytelling.
Absolutely.
It's why I mean, come on, y'all. Storytelling was the original,
it was.
verse.
Yep.
So without being able to share stories in a theatrical manner, which then becomes fiction, right? People don't have the opportunities, we're thinking free internet, right, to learn about subjects that they would not have been able to access literature about.
Right.
Well, and then
or even been interested in.
Right.
My thing is though that people think it's so crazy. Oh, I can't read. I can't do that. And I'm like, it's so wild because like back in the day, we didn't have a phone. We didn't have a
like,
computer or a laptop. So what did you think we did?
My whole childhood was reading.
Yeah,
it was fun.
It was so much fun.
I watched TV occasionally.
Come on, Judy B. Jones.
But I read.
She said she was reading. Listen, the Valley Girls was totally terrible, but
we had sex.
Because she follows our story enough to know I got the whole.
But when the people don't have that opportunity, like I said, in a perfect world, yeah. Know early. Bitch, know when you come out the womb that you the shit, period, and develop that in your life. That's what they should tell us, but they don't.
Absolutely.
That is not the presentation.
Yeah.
And I know because a lot of times people don't say, oh, y'all, I'm on Adderall and this, and I'm on 2 and 3 doses of this, and I'm on this.
Sometimes they do tell you and you don't want to
But what I'm saying is not in their circles, not in their whatever.
Oh, no, you're right.
So what I'm saying is.
They tell strangers at like the gas
Exactly.
station.
Yeah. Because they'll listen.
Yeah.
Because they'll listen. But I'm saying I see it on the back end. We talk about a lot of different, like, I see so much, y'all. It's crazy. You think, okay, you would think, okay, if I'm feeling away, let's say I'm depressed. Let's use that as an example. Then I'm going to go to my doctor and maybe they'll start me at the lowest dose of 1 light pill. Mm-hmm. That's what you may be thinking.
No, they don't.
Or some people go into it like, oh my God, it's so bad. I need 2 or 3. And when as in my job, I see it. People are on the highest doses of 2 and 3 things. Not that they don't need it. I also don't want to present like I'm invalidating anybody's circumstance.
Right.
I'm just saying that, speaking of capitalism, people are making money off of your demise.
Yeah,
and off your doses. That's even crazy.
Yeah, and it's off the dosing. I mean, hello, there's documentaries out that people could watch.
Listen, as I say, Netflix has a lot of good shows about this.
But can I also just tell you, there's a website. I should put this in the link in our bio for y'all on the Dr. Wade episode release time. But there's a link you can go to called Does My Doctor Get Paid? And it will tell you like the companies that pay your doctor kickbacks for the things they do. And it's not just pharmaceutical signups. It's also things like parts that they may put into your body during surgery, from plastic valves and coils to things. Also like fertility doctors and gynecological doctors that get paid for like devices to stop fertility for certain women, aka black women, things like that that are super fishy and weird, and you can look it up and see if this doctor participates in any of those things before you even make an appointment.
Girl.
Everyone should be doing that.
It's a trench.
Did I just drop some knowledge?
You did. You just dropped knowledge. You did just drop knowledge
out there.
Yeah,
Sure.
but okay. So go ahead. No, go ahead.
Going back, so real quick, I just listened to this Joe Rogan podcast on the way up here. Terrence Howard was on it.
Okay.
And it's
Only reason to listen to that.
yeah, you guys should listen to it because it's wild. And Terrence kind of like did go off the deep end into some really great subjects. But what he started it with was saying how, he had to go. He always knew, even in the womb. The crazy story was that in the womb, he had dreams of knowing the path of what he was supposed to do and these particular shapes and equations, right? And he said that he truly believes things kept happening in his life to keep him on the path, to get him back there.
I can definitely.
And people are like, this is crazy. This is wild. And I'm like,
believe
but
that
if you sit down, he talks crazy, but the core of his message is that. And I completely believe, like you were saying, I love the version of Jasmen that got in trouble with the law because she went through it real well and she did that. And oh, well, it fucking happens. But it got me back on the path to where I was supposed to be going, right?
Because you're always where you're supposed to be.
Absolutely.
That's
always.
what they
I was
don't tell
supposed
you.
to learn that lesson so I could be this girl sitting right here on this couch having this conversation with you guys.
And that's what I want you to see too. That was the whole point of that. Is if you get to a point where you like yourself, all that other bullshit, even though heavy on the bullshit, but if you make it through, it's like all that was so important for me now. And if I like myself today, let's say I didn't like myself yesterday, or it's taken me a while to like myself, but I like myself now, and so now I can look back on all that stuff and be like, damn, that was some fucked up shit. But I'm so glad that I'm here that I'm actually okay with that.
Right.
I don't like some of the shit, but I'm actually okay with it because if it got me here and I really, really like it here, so be it.
No, but I just have to put out so much respect because it's beautiful that you were able to put it so well in a book and pair it with literature. The way
You can
that
write,
did.
Ashley Wade.
You really can. You did this, ma'am. You did it.
Listen, do you have any more books that you're gonna come out with?
Probably.
You want to tell the people about them?
Well, listen, I have one that is literally about to be fresh off the press. It's called Acting on Your Dreams and Visions. So lately, what I've been doing is co-writing. I have some ideas for my personal writing goals. I do. Maybe another sequel to It's a Journey. I really want to write something related to pharmacy, like we're talking about here. Like
I think that
even
would
the
be
pharmacy
helpful.
experience.
That would be so cool.
What do I do when I get there? What do I need when I get there?
this.
What could happen? What does my insurance mean? You know, stuff like that. I would love to. So that is in the works.
This could be a whole digital collab with Two Piece Media.
I like that. Because people don't know. And then they get mad. They just don't know. Do I know, am I taking a controlled substance or not? What if all the questions.
Absolutely.
What if the manufacturer changes? What does that mean? I mean, just so much. So I'd like to do that. But lately, I've been co-writing with some amazing people. Shout out to the Griots podcast. So this new joint that we have is called Acting on Your Dreams and Visions by Kofi Piche, Shanathan Polidor, and myself. And it's just, in the spirit of not gatekeeping. Because the biggest thing is that we are breaking down with the constructs is looking at somebody else's life like, ooh, they're doing this and I'm not. Or they're doing that and I can't. Mm-hmm. Like trying to dispel all that. Or how can I do that? Maybe I have to do exactly what they're doing. That's how we get those duplications. Maybe if I could do that, then I'll be like there. That.
Are they programming us, Dr. Wade?
I'm sorry.
What's happening? Are they programming us?
Literally, yes. I mean, you have to realize it though.
Like, what's happening?
Do you understand the Matrix or not? Your choice.
No, thank you.
But just our different perspectives on different things that have helped us personally. Whether it's perception, idea, and just like our thoughts on how to help somebody act on their dreams and visions. Because people love to be like, oh, I had this idea and da-da-da. Or somebody took my idea. Okay, well, what did they do something with it?
Yeah, right. It wasn't your idea then.
Well, then do something with yours.
But you didn't follow up on it.
Do something with yours. You know what I'm saying? Don't, because I'm doing mine.
Listen, I have an idea. I'm not telling y'all because y'all steal it so good.
Will.
That's the thing.
I will.
Just letting people, that's the goal. That's what we're doing, and that's the posture that we're having is like, here. You know,
I love that.
you can pay to go somewhere. You can, because now there's so many coaching things and you have to pay. Some is reasonable. Do it.
Yeah.
But sometimes people are like thousands of dollars for somebody to
crazy
teach
to
you
me.
how to dream or teach you how to
But
whatever.
also people, like you said, some people don't want to read. They want people to tell them what to do.
True.
And it's like, I mean, if you want to spend the dough, I guess go ahead. I would just like to read
I would just like to do self-work to know that I can do it so that I can do it again.
Yeah.
And keep doing it.
And
then when
like
the
we gotta
questions
keep doing
come
this
up,
thing.
and I
Then
want
it's just like secondhand, right?
and then stuff just keeps going. That's another thing. Like once you uncover something, it's like a domino effect, and you just stay in that lane. It just keeps uncovering new opportunities, new whatever. That's a whole posture. And then when you define your own, you define success by yourself.
This is 2 Peas in a Pod.
If you like what you heard, make sure you subscribe and follow us on every platform at 2PS_pod.
And make sure you go on over to YouTube and check out the video from this season.
The literature we discussed in this episode can be found at the link in our bio.
At our Instagram, which is at 2PS_pod.
2 Peas in a Pod is hosted by J. Nicole and B. Diggity Dog.
Audio editing and sound design by Derek B.
Music by Imperial Soul.
Thanks for listening, y'all.